Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brittany of BrittanyJJones.com. For all of you who are new, welcome to my channel. In this video right here, we're going to be making a quick and easy top that's going to be perfect for spring and summer using McCalls pattern 7543. This is one of their pre-spring patterns, and we're going to be using view B, which is the top. Now my top, I cropped it, but you don't have to crop yours. You can actually make it any length that you want. If you want to make the dress, you can do that as well. I've already created the dress, and I did mine in like a chambray dark denim, which is really awesome. I love it. Another thing I want to tell you about this tutorial is I created a split sleeve as fully lined. So if you are interested in making this type of sleeve for your top, we're going to be doing that in this tutorial. But if you're not, you don't have to. Just follow steps 18 through 20 in your pattern instructions. Always keep these close by when we're doing our sew with me videos, just for reference. But you can follow steps 18 through 20 and you'll be able to create the sleeve that the pattern has. But if you are going to create this lined split sleeve, instead of cutting out two front sleeves and two back sleeves, you need to cut out 4 front sleeves and 4 back sleeves. So definitely make sure that you have enough fabric. If you want to do the split sleeve tutorial, you need 4 pieces of each. So 4 front sleeves and 4 back sleeves, because we have to have the lining part. As far as notions go, you only need elastic for your elastic casing, and then of course your thread and whatever you're going to finish your seams off with. Make sure you have some pins, scissors, your basic sewing supplies, and once you have everything cut out and ready to go, we can get started. Alright everybody, so the first steps to making our top is to go ahead and put our front and back pieces right sides together. So I'm opening up mine right now and I'm putting them right sides together. Go ahead and grab you some pins, because then we're going to pin the sides down. So go ahead and grab your pins now. Once you have them pinned together, you can go ahead and take it to the sewing machine and sew it down. Now it's time to move on to our sleeves. Now for me, I'm going to be doing a split sleeve in mine, but if you're not and you're going to just follow the pattern guideline, what you would do is you should have transferred a dot right around that area of your sleeve. You would then reinforce it, the top and the bottom of the dot, and then put a snip right to the dot. Don't cut through it, just cut to the dot. And then you would do a narrow hem around the edge of the tie, and then at the top of it you would sew your front and back of your sleeve together. Those steps are 18 through 20 in your pattern instructions, so just follow those steps to constructing your sleeves. But if you're going to be following me and doing the split sleeve tutorial, this is what I did. I cut out 4 pieces of each. So I have 4 front sleeve and 4 back sleeve pieces, and I've pinned a front and a back together, a front and a back together, a front and a back together, and a front and a back together. So 2 of those are going to be the lining, and 2 of those will be the outer part of the sleeve that will show. So what we're going to do, we're going to stitch the underarm seam together on both sleeves. I'm going to sew that down, and then once you're done, it should look a little something like this, and we're going to lay the pieces on top of each other right sides together and sew around them. So first of all, let's go ahead and sew the underseam together. So now that we have the underseam sewn, we'll go ahead and press that out. And now I'm going to take the other sleeve that I've sewn. I've also finished my seam. I'm going to lay that right sides together. So now we have a lining and we have an outer sleeve. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and pin all the way around the curve. We're going to leave the top of that open where your arm will be. So you should have pins in your sleeve, a little something like this, and then we're going to sew that down now. Right now I'm just showing you how I'm taking my time going around that curve. Make sure you lift your presser foot. So go ahead and flip everything out right sides together, and your sleeve should look a little something like this. Your edges should be finished. The top should still be open. So what you're going to do to create the split sleeve is you should have 4 layers at the top. I'm grabbing the 2 inner layers and I'm going to put them right on that seam. So I'm lining them up right on the seam. And I'm going to pin about 3.5 inches down. Now this is honestly preference. If you want your sleeve to be smaller or more longer, you can pin down farther or pin shorter, but I'm going to go down 3.5 because that gives me enough to be able to fold over at the fold line to create my casing. So as you can see, I'm just making sure that everything is lined up right on the seam, and I'm just pinning down right on our finished edges on the inside. I'm only pinning 2 layers. So I'm going to show you one more time, just in case that's a little confusing. Let's just say these two pieces right here, these are your lining pieces. I'm going to grab those two pieces that's on the inside, and I'm going to sew right on down that seam. I'm pinned down 3.5 inches, so I'm going to sew right there on that seam. Once you're all done sewing, it should look something like this. You shouldn't have a seam on the outside showing. Everything should be on the inside. You should just have a nice, clean, finished sleeve. So next thing for us to do is go ahead and attach our sleeve to our top. So go ahead and pinch your pins in. I'm going to finish off my other pinning. So once everything is pinned, we can go ahead and take it to the sewing machine and sew it down now. So now that you have your sleeves attached to your top, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and finish off the raw edges. I'm going to use my serger, and I'm going to finish off the raw edges of the top and the hem of my shirt. So go ahead and do yours now. And so now you can see that I finished off my edges. Now I'm going to create my casing at the top of my my shirt. I also finished off my hems. You can see that as well. So at the top of my shirt, to create my casing, I put a pin of where I'm going to start and where I will be stopping at to make sure that I leave the opening for the elastic. So you be sure to pin or make some sort of mark to remind you to stop and don't close up the seam. After you're done, go ahead and grab you a safety pin, attach it to one side of your elastic, and we're going to go ahead and just feed it through our opening like I'm doing here. Alright, so after you have your elastic through, what you want to do is overlap the elastics together to put your stitch in. What you don't want to do is that. Don't close it up like that. Overlap them, put your stitch in now. Alright, so go ahead and smooth your elastic all the way through your top. Once you're done smoothing everything out, we can go ahead and close that seam up. I always like to do that on the right side of my fabric just to make sure I am starting and stopping where I left off with my original stitch. So you go ahead and do that. The very last thing for us to do is to finish off our hem, and you're all done with your top. Thank you so much for joining me for this tutorial. I do hope that you were successful in making your own top, especially that split sleeve. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them for me below. And yeah, I'll talk to you all in the next video. Blessings, everyone. Bye.